peas.
Rhubarb.
Carrots and peas.
Wow.
Fuck. Delicious cocktails. I'm the 25th. This is not how I...
Oh, hi. We didn't see you there. Welcome to the third episode of In Bed with Pieta. Welcome to my hotel suite. Now, I have two amazing guests with me. Today's focus is going to be on community. So I've chosen two people that are not only well known in the Perth art scene and comedy, but that I know do really great things for the people of Perth. So if we could start old mate over there that has a stubby of yellow line cold brew, if you could introduce yourself to my friends, please.
Hey, I'm Sean Conway.
Oh, what do you do? Actually, more specific with my questions.
More specific?
Yeah, what else do you do, Sean? Okay, hang on. No, let me just start this question again.
Okay.
Sean, could you please introduce yourself and why you think you're here? What do you do for Perth?
I'm Sean Conway, and I thought I was just here for coffees. I run a comedy room called Can Comedy, which raises money and food for Food Bank WA and Food Bank NT.
Oh, and NT.
And NT was spreading.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, definitely
get on the ball.
Yeah.
I'm making big. I'm a big mover and shaker.
That's why you're in the bed with us. No. Lovely lady to my right, can you please introduce yourself and explain what you do?
And why am I here in
and
bed
why are you
with
in
the two
bed
of
with the
you?
two of us?
My name is Sunni Clyburn, and I am a writer, muso, theatre maker, mental health advocate, and I suppose I'm here because I am passionate about facilitating and creating spaces for human connection and conversations around mental health and illness. I have a multi-platform mental health advocacy project called Audio Therapy that utilizes different modes of communication and art. So that includes theater and radio, podcasts, and what else?
You jumped to my second question. So
I do a lot of stuff.
That's a way better answer than mine.
I know.
Can I have my question?
I'm just better at talking.
Oh, whatever.
It was my
I'm a writer.
It was my follow-up question. So tell me more about what you do with Can Comedy. But that's okay. I'm just going to sit my espresso. You know what? I hate people say espresso.
Ugh.
It's espresso.
Espresso.
I apologise, Perth.
And I believe that I'm
I'm
in bed
pretty
here
sure
because
it's-
I make good espresso martinis.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked as a bartender, so
Did you?
yeah.
I think you're both wrong. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Nespresso.
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 No, we're branded by Yellow Line.
I've heard great things about Yellow Line.
Yes, I'm tasting great things about Yellow Line. Now, guys, all of these are going to be unscripted, clearly. We're not going to be editing it. It's going to just be literally as you see it. By now, you would have already seen the other two episodes, so you know what you're in for. But sip our espresso martinis and have a chat. So, Sean, how did you start Can Comedy? Why did you start Can Comedy?
It was just me and my friends talking about gig ideas on our balcony, having a few drinks, and we always talked about how, I don't know if you did this in high school, you used to have the St. Vinny's
Yep.
Can Day,
Yep.
and it was just like, how can we incorporate that into a comedy night? And I did it.
And so, is it just you? Where do you do this?
No, I've got a pretty solid crew with me,
Okay.
Annalise, she does all the artwork, she's fantastic.
Yep.
Jess, she comes and volunteers at the door, and without those two, I'd be out on the street, struggling. But
And what about the comedians that come?
the comedians are great. Like they're all world class acts. So the fact that they come and they do it voluntarily.
Yeah,
What's
voluntarily.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just they get the concept and they really support it. So we focus on the comedy first, and then the charity aspect comes afterwards. So I think that's where the magic.
Cool.
That's where the magic is.
Now, I remember reading that this year you hit a particular number with the amount of...
We did it last night.
Oh, was it?
Just last night we scraped in. We hit 20,000 meals in 18 months. So.
Well done. Round of applause at home. Thank you. Well done. That's amazing.
Yeah, and we still got a show in Darwin next week. So hopefully we hit 21,000.
That's fantastic.
I'm being.
Yeah.
Just get to the gigs.
Yeah, just do it.
I got goals.
Now we are going to put down below now the when you're watching it, not obviously clearly right now.
Was
the
it
link.
here?
So yeah, there it is, right here. Right here.
Just right here, just block off my face.
So you can support canned comedy. You know what? I've had like one sip of canned comedy with
You're getting
Sean
very close to
Conway.
starting to disrespect me, and I'm not liking it, lady.
I'm sorry.
It's canned comedy.
Canned comedy. Wow.
And we're spreading over to the East Coast next year, so watch out for 2020.
That's fantastic.
If you can pronounce it correctly.
Oh man.
This is probably my fault.
You're not
I
on
do
my-
make quite
Lucky
strong
you're in the
drinks.
middle, because I reckon a fight would
You
be...
know,
I'm the buffer. Always the buffer.
Sean's off my Christmas list now. So let's move on to Sunny then. Now I saw your show last Fringe, so in 2019. You're not doing one next.
Not this
2020?
coming Fringe because I'm taking it on tour
Yeah. Okay.
around WA.
So tell us just a little bit about
audio therapy. So this show, it's storytelling and music. The live music part of it is essential to the show itself. So I have a band, a really good one, like the world. I don't know if I'd say world class, but they're really good Perth musicians and just amazing people in general. And it's storytelling and music about depression and everything that comes with it. And I find that every year, as I experience more things and learn more things, because I'm studying public relations psychology and writing, so I incorporate a lot of the things that I learn into the show, or I redevelop it again. So every year it ends up being a different show. So people, if they've seen it the first time, like when I did it the first time around, if they come the following year, it's not the same show. You know, and so every year it kind of changes, and then at the moment, since I'm going to get funding, then I'm going to be redeveloping it again and actually paying people to do like proper set, proper lighting,
proper promotion.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I've always done like self. Well, now that I'm on board with you, but I just find that this is something that came together because of the immense support that I've had from people around me as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be alive if it weren't for the support that I have from people around me. Because I've dealt with a lot of health issues, like chronic pain mostly, as a result of a number of injuries and surgeries. And then there's the chronic depression, which I've learned really to manage, and it's only the pain that really kind of makes it worse at any point.
Well, that's a good kind of segue to the conversation piece that we're going to have in each of these in-bed Pietas.
Why'd you match me with Sunny? She's all talking all articulate and stuff, and I'm here like a mumble butt.
Oh, shut up.
Trying to think of things to say.
Contrast.
Oh,
Contrast. Well, this
Couldn't you just get like another Ocker Australian just to have a conversation with?
Do I need to change my tone?
Yeah, could you just lower the octaves?
Okay.
Octaves?
This one.
What?
Oh, no, I heard it in the movie Elf.
Okay, so this part here, I want to ask you both. Can you tell me, you both work in the kind of community scene, you know, helping out in Perth. What have you struggled with? Like funding? Did you find it hard to find a venue, people support you? Or like just, 5 minutes of just chatting about community service in Perth? Like what do you think we could do more? Areas that you think are missing? Just kind of relatively open
Conversation point.
I think the start was trying to sell people what the concept was. Because I think, a few charity events, I think there is maybe a bit of a stigma where it's like, and maybe this is just from being on the inside out, they're like very censored, like you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Where I feel that if you let good comedians and good acts do what they do best, then they're going to bring the magic. So, and then I think we've brought that concept out, and it's gone gangbusters.
What about getting support of the community, like finding the venues? Like I know you've changed venues recently, so
about a year ago, but it's good to see you got your finger on the pulse.
I know what's happening.
Lucky you're there. Lucky you're there. Also, can Perth have me bust out publicise my show for me, please?
Can what?
Can comedy.
That's why I invited you.
Oh, okay.
This is your opportunity to talk.
I think I'm just airing out more.
I'm like, we haven't met before, just putting it out there. So this is like all like saved up grievances that Sean's had for me.
So it's good that I'm the buffer.
Yeah, this is like that Cole Sanderlands on the Judge show. No, it's not. I actually never watched that show.
No judgment.
What's the question?
So, Community. So about a year ago, you changed venues.
Yeah, we moved to the Comedy Lounge, which
Yep.
is, it's done wonders for us. We get first crack at like all the best acts in town,
Yep.
and plus, they pump it out, and it's a world-class venue.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's, you can't speak highly enough of the Comedy Lounge and the McAllisters for giving the opportunity.
So what do you think, like have you always lived in Perth?
Freo. I'm a Freo man.
Okay, have you always lived in like the Perth metropolitan area?
No, I lived in Sydney for a bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep. He's making my job really hard.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
I'm waiting for this coffee to kick in.
Want some of this?
Nah.
That is quite strong. Okay, so you.
What was the crunch of the question you
Well,
wanted?
you
Community.
obviously community. Like you obviously
What were the
saw.
hardest parts of getting into it all?
But you saw something that needed.
Oh yeah, I grew up in a government housing area, so a lot of my friends growing up relied on that service. So that's not a funny answer though.
It doesn't have to be funny. It's the whole point. I want it to be
It's supposed to be real.
interesting and real, and like I researched you before I invited you, so I
Not
thought,
enough, clearly.
I thought that you.
I got a Wikipedia page. I don't know how to use computers, but if there's someone out there that knows how to do Wikipedia pages, I've got the smallest resume on this bed.
I knew that. Oh, I assumed that you would have a connection to community, and that we'd have a good discussion. Doesn't have to be funny.
This is gonna annoy some of your viewers, maybe, but
Okay.
I did it because I didn't like how doing good for the community was considered a religious thing.
Yes,
So-
I will so agree.
Exactly
with
the nuggets that I was hoping for. So good.
Yeah, so come at me, Christian. What are you gonna do
Oh
about
my
it?
God.
that. No, but I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
When I did a little bit of research, this is like years ago, on pretty much the lack of division of church and state in Australia. It just got me really, really frustrated in terms of you have all of these religious organizations that are considered just by definition pro bono, and therefore they don't have to pay tax on anything, not even the businesses that are for profit that they own. And then on top of that, they get subsidized by the government, and it's just,
Yeah.
that frustrating. And of course, that the assumption that to be good, that you need to be religious, or somehow that you can't have secular organizations that do just as much good, if not more or better good, because they don't have at any point the want to proselytize as a part of their charity,
Yeah.
I come
What
from
she
a very
said.
religious. I'm saying I come from a very religious background, so I can go on forever. talking
Christmas
about
is
stuff
pretty
like
good. We can all agree. Christmas is, pretty good, but the rest of the church is a bit iffy. Like, have you had their bread? It's terrible.
this.
It's just cheap biscuits.
Oh god.
I bet you scam Christians. It's just cheap biscuits.
I think that may be the time that we say thank you for being in bed with me.
Really, we've already burned the bridge already.
Maybe I should take the reins for a bit. In terms of, I guess to answer your question about what I found the hardest in sort of launching audiotherapy and everything, it was to get people to come and see the show when I did it as a Fringe production. I mean, the both times that I've been developing and performed the show was during Fringe, and having a pretty intense, intimate show about mental illness and everything that happens when you're in the process of healing and how it impacts every aspect of your life and the lives of the people around you. Yeah, people weren't really keen to come and see something like that. If I'm up against comedy or circus or boobs, it's like, who's gonna want to come and
You
watch?
pointed at me like I was your challenger. No one came to my show last year.
No, I'm not pointing at you specifically, and it's not your fault. It's just people they want during Fringe, they want to just have something that's entertaining and light and doesn't make them think.
It's not often though that you can walk into Northbridge and see boobs and comedians and.
Oh no, I love it.
Boobs
That's
and
Fringe.
comedian. What Fringe did you go into?
Well,
That's the show I should be creating.
Yeah, we can do
Boobs and comedy for a can of food.
We can talk later. I can see how the marketing would work with that.
I like it.
All right. Well, guys, these are our pilot episodes. So we're doing 4 to start with. If you have enjoyed the conversation, I would love for you to comment below with your ideas about community in Perth. Maybe what you do, promote if you do a non-religious canned event also, or if you do a religious canned event, let us know below so we can start a conversation about community. Thank
But
you
if
guys.
you do a religious one, don't talk to me.
Oh God.
I don't know,
You're
I'm
really
looking
coming
for
out
a
to front.
fight.
You're really you
No,
are
no.
looking for a fight.
I'm looking for a fight. I've done all my Christmas shopping. Santa's coming to my house. We've got no beef here.
Like, this is not to say that all of it is bad, right? But it's just the
Oh,
assumption
no,
from
that's
the
exactly,
top.
that's exactly what we're saying. If
No,
you're
we're not.
religious, you're a very bad
Oh
person.
God. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
god.
And that's what Sunny told me to say.
Guests do not. What's that saying? Guests
Now
do
it feels
not-
like I've got two
to the
on one
management,
here.
no.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's like
guys.
I'd like to use some words that I don't think I'm allowed to on
yeah.
camera.
Oh,
Below Sean,
I really
right now. Sean's Instagram account.
at Total
It's like-
Conway.
Yep. Sunny's at.
Audio therapy.
Yep.
And that canned comedy.
At Can Comedy.
Yeah.
At Perth Happenings. That way I think it would be, wouldn't it? At Perth Happenings.
Just all the stuff
Just
down
like
here.
swipe it off the table.
Yeah, go on, do it. In the head. Alright, guys. Thank you. Episode 3, one more to come for you. If you love it, let us know, and I will make more of these. Thank you to the Adnate for having us. Thank you to the amazing cold brew of Yellow Lone. And yeah, until next time, see you then.